I'm Dr. Tom Warshawski, and I'm the chair of the Childhood Obesity Foundation and a practicing pediatrician here in Kelowna, British Columbia. And I'd like to chat with you about the importance of healthy eating and active living for all people at all ages. And healthy eating and active living is important for children and youth, not just because of what it means for them as they grow older and the risk of chronic diseases, but also for the effects that it has on them on the here and now. So we know that what you eat affects how you think, it affects how well you think, as does your activity level. So for children and youth to thrive in their endeavors, their social endeavors, and in school and academically, they need to eat well and they have to be physically active. One of the misconceptions we can have, though, is that if we're somewhat physically active, we have carte blanche to eat or drink whatever we want. We're going to burn off what we eat and drink. And I think this is of particular interest to places like food or municipal recreation centers and health centers, that way, physical activity places, because the association with physical activity will lead some people to think that they can consume a great deal of junk food. And that simply is just not the case. We know that junk food has detrimental effects in terms of blood pressure, sugar levels, and fats, so that we really don't want children to consume this at high levels throughout the day. One of the problems then with marketing unhealthy foods and beverages are that in many cases, companies like to situate these foods or these beverages in situations where there's a sense of joy, of well-being, of pleasure, and that is the marketing gimmick. So they want the child, the youth, to associate a certain product with that feeling. And if they can achieve that goal, then they've made a big step towards getting a lifelong consumer of the product. So it's critically important, I think, for municipal recreational centers to look at the types of products that they're offering in conjunction with physical activity opportunities to ensure that they are not taking a step backwards and, in fact, encouraging lifelong consumption of these products. So I would encourage recreational centers to adhere to the provincial guidelines that outline what are appropriate foods and beverages to offer for sale in municipal centers. Marketing to children, we know, works. It works by making the product awareness high in the child's mind. It increases what we call the pester power, so the child will then pester their parent to purchase this product when they go shopping. And most of us as parents, we give in. We may think that we're oblivious and we're strong-willed, but in fact, if the child pesters us enough, we will purchase the product and they will consume it. And again, those detrimental effects of the product persist for the long term. And marketing to children is a huge problem, especially in my mind, because it is unethical. Children and youth are designed, neurobiologically designed, to believe what they're told. We've evolved so that we learn from our elders and we learn to do what they tell us to do. In no way in history was it ever anticipated that children would be told to eat food that is unhealthy for them. As a result of the pervasive marketing to children, if you survey children and ask them to identify what is a kid's food, they'll point to colorful, sugary, sweet, and chocolatey foods, the very opposite of what we in fact want them to consume. So I think that the effects of marketing to children are pervasive, they're effective, and they're pernicious. They have long-term negative effects. So those of us that are in the business of health, and I think municipal centers and recreational centers are in the business of health promotion, have to be extra careful that we are not unwittingly combining a very unhealthy product with a healthy activity and thereby giving the message that they somehow belong together.